So this is me. Hopefully this is better. Nova Scotia. Wow, that's far away. I hope you enjoy and you're a good Stampin' Up! Person. This is what we're going to be using today. The Dragonfly Dragon Suite. It comes with a punch here. I love this, and I had our old Dragonfly set, but I really like the punch. It's much easier than dealing with all of the rest stuff. Hey Tina, how are you doing? And Brenda, yes, it still echoes. Has it gotten better? I turned off the other microphone, so hopefully that will work. Great. Okay, so we're going to use this one, and I'm also using pieces from the ornate layers, or actually the ornate dies. We're going to be using this little teeny tiny die right here for an edge on one of our cards. And I've already got it cut, so I'm just going to put this to the side. We don't need it right now. And then I'm using the sentiment from my free bird, and it says, "We're the best of friends," is the sentiment I chose. I wanted one that was going to be little and long, so I thought that one was a great fit. So here's the card. This has been out on Facebook, but I use the Oso Ombre paper instead of actually blending in the color. And this is the inside. I blended some color in here and then popped a dragonfly on top. So this is what we're going to make. And I started doing my dragonfly, so you can see I'm going to use Wink Stella in coloring these. Thank you, Brenda. We're going to be using Bumblebee ink, Blackberry Bliss. The papers we're going to be using are going to be the Oso Ombre and the rectangle dies with this. What I've done is taken my rectangle dies and I've cut out with the third largest rectangle and the very light side of the Oso Ombre paper. So that's going to be our piece of paper that's going to go here. We're also going to be using the Dandy Garden DSP. And I'm just going to show you what's in, I've got all this paper right here. I'm going to show you what's in the Dandy Garden DSP just so you can see it. We've got 12 sheets, I think, 12 different sides. And you're going to get 4 of each of these sheets in there. And we're using random pieces of this. Now there is one that is good enough to actually cut out and punch the dragonflies. And I don't think I have any more of that piece left. I might. If I do, it's going to be at the very bottom. But I really like this paper for the most part. There's some of it with the dark greens and the dark purples. I'm really not great with those colors. Why I made myself use the Blackberry Bliss, because I'm not into it. This is the one I use a lot of. This is the one that you can cut out your dragonflies. And I cut it out for my first card, and I didn't have enough yellow to cut out another one. And I didn't want to use purple. So, but this is the DSP. I've got 2 more sheets, just one more. And so that's your sheet of your Dandy Garden DSP. I will have all the item numbers and all of that in the blog post that will come up afterwards. So you'll be able to see that. All right, and then we're going to have, these are the colors I've chose to do with our card. This is just a piece of the Dandy DSP trimmed with that ornate die cut. You can see that. Then I just have another piece of Dandy Garden DSP trimmed. Of course, you see the back side, but we're going to use this side. And then I just have some 1/4-inch pieces, scrap pieces for my sentiment. We have 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 Bumblebee, and then we have 5 1/4 by 4 of the Blackberry Bliss. And for the inside, we have, this is 3 3/4 by 5, and this one is 4 by 5 1/4. And then, of course, our card base is going to be the traditional 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And I use the thick cardstock for my cards for this. When I do the inside the way I'm doing it, it does make it uber thick, but I think that's okay. It makes it seem more professional and sturdy, and it'll be able to last for a long time. I'm also going to be using some Wink of Stella and Memento ink. The Memento. And I'm also going to use my wonderful blending brush. Love these things. And I've got all my stamps ready to roll, and it's almost 10:30. So with this one, I actually used chalk and Wink of Stella, the clear, or well, actually it was a white Wink of Stella on here on the dandelions that you can see here. But I actually think this time we're going to use the chalk because I don't like how it blended it out. I wasn't crazy about that. So I have all the cardstock pieces, and they will be on the blog. I have them all typed up here, but I'm sure you guys can't read that. But there it is if you want to read it. I can't read it. It's hard to read my own handwriting, you know. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to do is have this piece cut out. You're going to cut it out of your Oso Ombre DSP, and we're going to cut it with the third rectangle, which is, if you look at your rectangles, it's this one right here. And I've just taken that and cut it out with the light color of Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to stamp it in Memento ink because I am going to use some Wink of Stella and chalk marker on it, so I want to do it in Memento ink. Also, if you are ordering this month, we have our hostess code here, and I will be doing a card class on the 25th virtually through Zoom, and this is for U.S. residents, unfortunately, Brenda. I will send you a card kit if you place a $50 order. I'll send you a card kit, and then you'll get a free Zoom class, and we'll make some cards. This month's theme is going to be the Sand and Sea. Sorry about that. The Sand and Sea suite is what we're going to be working on. So now that I've got my Memento ink, I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp these up. I'm going to go up a little higher just so I can get to the top. Just stamp this down. And it's really a simple little card. Well, it's more of the Avid card, I should say. Shame on me for saying it's simple because it's not really that simple. If you're not an Avid card maker, you'd probably be like, oh my God, she's crazy. And I'm just doing random heights and overlapping a little in some spots, and that's fine. And I am going off the edge just because I wanted that little extra. No, I'm not going to put it in there. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave them just like that. And I should be done with my Memento, but you'll have to stamp your dragonflies, which I've already done for us. All right, next thing I'm going to do, I let this kind of dry and set up a little bit because it is Memento ink, is I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss, which is, again, 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to emboss it in my Subtles embossing folder. Now, the one that I did see on the web was done in a different color. You could do whatever embossing folder you'd like. It's perfectly fine. I think it just adds some texture to the card and makes it great. Now, I don't have my Big Shot or my new Scan and Cut to go over here on my desk yet. I only have the little one, but with the embossing folder, I can't put it on the desk because, you know, it is what it is. And having the old one, I have to play with which boards I use. So we're going to get that embossed real quick. And I didn't emboss it because I wanted you to see a more real time of how long it would take you to get this card complete. Okay, where'd my card stock go? All right, we've got the card stock. And it is embossed. You see that pretty texture? Can you see it? I love the texture that it gives it. You're going to take this, and we're just going to put it on top, just like that. It's nothing fancy. But before I do that, I do want to put this bad boy on. So I'm going to go ahead and put, I've got my Stampin' Chalk marker. It is a retired item. You can put whatever you like. And I'm just going to do a little white in the tops of my, oh, I like this much better. In the tops of my cones of my dandelions here. That's what they are, I think. Dandelions. Are they dandelions, guys? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're dandelions. But just drop a little bit of the white in your dandelions. And it just gives them a little pop of, like, I don't know. It looks good. It does look good. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah. You can see the white, it kind of brightens that spots up a little bit, makes it look great. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put this on here. And yes, this is all bigger than this is, and we're going to trim it to fit. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm going to make sure which side I'm doing. And of course, we've got to get this to roll up. I think that's the only thing I don't like about this new adhesive from Stampin' Up. I just bought some to try it recently, and I'm still figuring it out. Now you can lay this wherever you want, however close you want. I'm just going to leave a nice little border. I'm trying to go kind of even so that my sides will be even as well. So like we'll have the same kind of circles on each side. I'm going to lay it down here so I can see it better. And I'm not really worried whether I have any on this side or this side because I can just easily trim that up before I do anything. So there, that looks like it's even. Maybe up over here. There we go. And then I'm just going to take and trim the edges off of this. Now you could be precise, and you could cut this to be exactly the same size that you need. It's entirely up to you. I had scraps, and I was like, I'm using up these scraps because we always have lots of this beautiful paper left that are scraps, and I'm like, what do I do with it? So this is a perfect way to use up some of these pretty DSP scraps. So now we're going to take this, and we're just going to put it on top. Now mine on my card is not raised, so I'm not going to raise this. The sentiment is raised. So I'm just going to put I'm going to use glue on this in case I want to move it around a little bit. And I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because some of this is going to overlap. So I don't want glue spilling out on the edges, and I don't want to have to trim off the glue. Now I'm going to put it probably about a ½ inch down and lay it down right here. Make sure that we're centered and even and all that fun stuff. And just move it. There we go. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to trim the back side. Let's make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Good, I'm not. And then I'm going to trim this side as well. There we go. Get this out of our way. So there we've got this. We're going to let this kind of open. Looks like I'm a little crooked. I'm not. If I am crooked, it's me. I'm always crooked. So now I've got my little sentiment piece that's going to go here. And I don't want it to go all the way across, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on this piece. And that way I can let it sit up. And I'm doing this in the Blackberry Bliss. And I don't know if you guys have this issue, but my Blackberry Bliss, this is my second one. And do you see how it filled? Now, they said I could send it back again and again, but, I've done it twice. So it's just these really dark colors that do this a lot. So have no fear. If yours did it, it's okay. It still works. And it's just the type of ink that we've used. I'm trying to see how far over. Just right here in the middle. Here we go. We are the best of friends. I have a friend that absolutely loves dragonflies, and she is like my best friend on the planet. So this is going to go to her, and she's going to love it. I know she is. Now, I did take, and I didn't bring it over here. Let me go get my pick-a-punch. Hold on one second. I forgot the pick-a-punch. Oh, so you're a new demonstrator. Welcome, welcome. So I'm going to trim this over here about like that. So I'm going to trim this here, and then I'm going to stick it in right here. And we're just going to pop that little, oh, wrong side. I do that all the time. I always get the wrong one. Well, to correct that, I'm just going to go even. You see here, I'm going to go even with my little edges and pop. That made it perfect. So I'll probably trim this side a little bit. And then I'm going to go figure out how long I want this. I think my little dimensions say it should be 2 7/8. Let's see. 2 7/8 should be right about here. Is that about right? Yeah, that'd be good. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off where I think 2 7/8. Again, I will put the dimensions. One of those fly by the seat of your pants. And I'm going to place this down after I put my ribbon. Now, I didn't mention that we needed ribbon. This is, you can actually get this from the snail mail twine. It's just a white cotton twine. And we're going to take this and wrap it around twice. And make sure you leave enough for a bow. And I kind of crossed it a little bit so that you could see both pieces. 1, 2. So there we got our wrapped around twice. I need to leave enough for a bow. And then I'm going to tie this. And then we'll put our sentiment on. And of course, it's just being a little precarious because it's twine and I have fat fingers. Fat fingers. Who else has fat fingers when they're trying to tie a bow? Thank goodness for bow builders. I have mine and I love my bow builder. And when I'm doing these types of bows, I can't use it. It sucks. And then the twine makes it so hard. And believe it or not, I yarn. So I crochet and I still don't do well with bows. So there we go. We've got our little bow. I've got them spread out enough so that you can see both pieces on the other end. I'm going to kind of put this to the side. All right, and then I'm going to put this right over top so that my bow is on the edge. And on the other one, I have it right on the edge. So do that. Do it right on the edge. And see, I keep pulling it. So it makes it so difficult. Of course it's going to act like this when I'm live. Every time. So you're going to wrap it around twice. Oh, I bet it is. I don't have arthritis. At least I do in my thumb. I only feel it in my thumbs when I'm crocheting, and that's when I'm at my worst. So I crochet just about an hour or so at night, just enough because that repetition makes me go to sleep. And my husband doesn't get it. I'm like, look, I gotta. All right, I have a bow. Now let's see if it'll stay on. There we go. It's on the edge. I've got it to do what I want it to do. There we go. And I'm gonna take my little wrong piece. Where'd my little piece go? It was right here. It's purple now. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this right here. Make sure that gets onto the edge. But I want to make sure that I can see my other piece of paper, my other DSP, and this beautiful purple. So I am going to use dimensionals for this because I think, no, it won't look good. It won't look good to put dimensionals on dimensionals. I don't think. I think it'd be too much for mailing. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the Tombow glue. But mainly so that it holds that ribbon in place. And you don't have it wiggling all around like it does on me when I'm trying to put it together. So we're just going to stick this right here, just like that. And my glue did spill over. Now I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on it. And what I'm doing here is I know I like the end, so I'm going to go ahead and put one down here. And I'm going to kind of go here where the we are, because I am going to trim this. And I'm going to do like right there. Yeah. That way we can trim it up easily and it will be perfect. Here we go. And a little tail over the edge. kind of want it to be even. Well, I get what I get. It stuck down now. So, and then you're just going to take your little edge and trim it off. Yeah, not quite straight. And I need my little tiny ones for this. And they're not on my table. So there we go. So there's the beginnings of your card. It was super simple to do that. Just if you already have the things cut out, it's easy. Yeah, I know I say that right. Now I'm going to take my big piece of the Bermuda Bay. Now I did notice something else you could do with this. If you have this particular DSP left over, you have a whole sheet, put this behind it so it pops this piece out just a little bit more. It does look fabulous with that, but I didn't have any more of it. So I'm just going to put it like this, and I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. Brenda, I would love to see what you make when you get yours in. I think you said it was coming today, and that would be awesome just to see what you do. Do you have a blog? Tina and I would probably love to follow it. Crocheting helps me keep my fingers going. Amen, sister. All right, got this on here. I'm so looking forward to getting my COVID vaccine so I can go hang out with my friend Sandy again, because I'm just so over being in my crafty cottage, crafting all alone. I like doing it together. All right, now we have the top of it done, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the inside. Now, again, I've got the Bumblebee paper. It is at 4 by 5 1/4, and this one is 3 3/4 by 5. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to start with some pommy blue, or some black, not pommy blue. And I am literally just going to take the corner, put my blender pen in here, get a little ink, and I'm going to literally just come off the edge and blend in and just do what I get. I mean, I'm not looking for long. You just do it to your feet with the color. Oh, good. I'm so glad you're getting yours, but I'm a transplant patient, so I'll be in the next group. Thank goodness. Can't wait. My kids think I'm crazy for getting a shot. I'm like, why? They get a shot. And I'm like, well, then y'all just stay over there and stay locked up. I don't care. So I keep going with this Blackberry Bliss, and I get it to where I want. I really want the corner to be kind of dark. Now, the card that I originally saw, she stamped the dandelions in it, and I have done mine with the butterflies that are in there. I'm going to go with this color because I don't want to keep you guys by sitting here doing this. These blender pens are fabulous for getting the soft colors, but they're really hard for getting a really deep, rich color without spending lots of time on them. And I still love them, though. They're great tools. So there's my Blackberry Bliss in the corner. And I'm going to take this little flower, or these, I'm going to show you here. This stamp right, the little, I don't know, I kind of think like they could be gnats or little mini baby dragonflies. They can be whatever you want them to be. I think they kind of look like baby butterflies too. But I'm going to do these in, and do them in the black as well. Where's my Memento ink? Here it is. And we're just going to stamp these randomly around here. And I'm going to go second generation on some. Ooh, that was a lot. There we go. That's good. You don't need a whole lot there. And then I'm going to take my Dragonfly. And I have 2 of them. I have already colored one. Here it is. So we're going to sit this aside because we're going to do our Dragonflies now. Now I've done one. You can see it here. I did it with the Winkastella and the Bumblebee color. So we're going to do the other one because we're going to need both of these. So my Winkastella, this has just a little bit of wink left in it. I have one just for colors. And I'm going to take my ink pad, and you can see I've already been using it. And I'm literally just going to run in here. I'm sure some of you have seen this before. And you just come in here and you run. I'm going to run from the inside out because I always think the inside closer to the Dragonfly should be the darker color. And you just blend out some color. And because I'm from Louisiana, everything is, right now, it's Mardi Gras and it's purple and green and gold. So I thought these were appropriate colors because most of my customers are down in Louisiana and they are celebrating Mardi Gras with home floats, floats from home. Everybody's in their houses and you're driving around with a map of homes that are decorated for Mardi Gras. It's kind of cool. Leave it to Louisianians to figure out a way to still party. They are a hoot, those folks. So that's all I did. I took my wing Castella. I'm going to wash it off so now that it's clean. And we now have beautiful bumblebee colored wings on our Dragonfly. Now I'm going to punch these suckers out. Now you'll notice you have your little bitty one. So the way I did these, we won't have a little bitty one show up at all. So you're just going to put, oh, it's too long. I need scissors. It's just a hair too long to get in here. Hopefully this will work. That works great. No, it doesn't. You're going to have to cut this too. That's the thing about trying to play with this and get it just the way you want. You just have to keep tweaking till you can get it where you want it. There we go. Much better. There's one, and we've got both of these. We're going to need one on the front and one on the inside. So let's put this one in and punch this one out. So what's the weather like there in Nova Scotia? I have no clue. Is it cold? It's cold here. All right. We've got both of our Dragonflies, inside piece, and here's our outside piece. And we're going to put these on our card. I'm going to start with the inside. Just putting a little glue. I like to mainly just put it in the middle of these because I like to try to make my wings pop up. I think it looks better. That's me. Now I'm just going to kind of throw him out here like this and we will trim. Trim him off this way. There we go. He's nice and ready to go. That's the inside. We're going to put some glue on this too. Put this in the center of our yellow. And I think just doing yellow makes that Dragonfly just pop and leaves you plenty of room for a sentiment. This is why I like glue, because I can never get it straight the first time. So there's our center. I'm going to go ahead and put that inside my card base. And there we go. So there's our inside. Isn't that beautiful? I think it looks great. You can put whatever you want on the inside, guys. And then this one, we're going to go ahead and put our other Dragonfly on. This is the one I'm only going to put the center on. Come on. There we go. I'm just going to do a little glue in the middle of the Dragonfly so that way I can pop his wings up. And you can just pop this anywhere you'd like. I'm going to go this way this time. Pop his wings up a little bit. There we go. And then you just pop this on your front and you're done. I don't usually do the inside of my cards, but I like when I do. I feel so accomplished. All right. And then we're going to pop this on here. Make sure I've got it the right way since I've already put one on. There you go. And there's your card. What'd you think? I like it. It has a little bit of fun. I'm not so sure about this part. You know, I could go either way with this, but I really like the card otherwise. I think it looks great. And here's my original one. You'll notice I have a little different in dimension. I like this one better. It gives a little bit more of the yellow, and I think it makes it pop a little more. This one has just 1/8 of a border all the way around. So, I don't know. You decide. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'm going to work on my audio to figure out why my desktop is actually giving me audio as well. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. Bye.